Yo, Fili in Medford, New York, out on Long Island. See more better, freeprescriptionlenses.com. And tonight, there's only one frame that can be in this little, well, two frames. It could be the folding Clubmaster, but it's not. It's the folding Wayfarer. It is the color, model number 4105, color 601, classic shiny black, in the 54 eye size. And I just want to apologize to you, Fili, because I have the 50 in stock. I had to order the size 54 out of Italy, and that's what the delay was. I was just about to cut these. I went ahead and marked the lenses, as I always do before I ship, and I said, you know what? I owe this guy a video since it's taken a little bit longer than need be, as these were coming in from Italy. And of course, this is the RayBan 4105, color 601, which is the classic shiny black in the 54 eye size, folding Wayfarer. And you got to do the little, the little martial arts sound effects when you open these up. All right. Yes, I'm still caffeinated. Thank you for asking. But I've gone ahead and used some heat to remove the original heavy glass lenses. Don't believe me, they're glass? That's what glass sounds like. And we're going to cut the lightweight, unbreakable polycarbonate transitions green. These are the Essilor Airwear, because Essilor feels their polycarbonate lenses are light as air. TR stands for transitions. The V11 is Roman numerals for 7. GG is green. HC is hard coated, so good scratch coating. So I'm going to put your frame into the tracing element of my blocker, and first I want to program this number into the computer, so even though these are non-prescription, years from now, should you ever need prescription lenses, I can pull this number up and cut them and send them right to your home. So you are Secret Agent 838, or as I like to call it, installment 838 of my 325 million volume series of making a pair of glasses for everyone in America. And you are number 838. So again, classic example. Well, let me get back to work. A little stylus is going to pop up and go around and trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription, or in this case, non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or unused flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase, whether they are prescription or not. And of course, so it's one of three cases why I got these. Either he has some vision insurance he hasn't used, and even though he's 20/20, he can still get some frame and lenses. He has unused health savings account flex dollars that again can be used for these. Or the third option, which I get a lot of, he just thinks, glasses are really cool right now, which they are. They're a medical device that are a fashion that you wear on your face every waking moment, and just wanted some really cool frames. And of course, these are the graphite green, GG graphite green lenses that when we're done is going to mimic the RayBan G15. So just before I went ahead and opened this up, I was going to take the lens out. It's got a little plastic laminate on the lens to protect the front of the lens while it's being shipped. It is no longer needed, so I'm going to take the lens, put it onto the platform, and I just want to make sure the lens is centered. If these were prescription, I would put 3 dots in my lensometer, get everything lined up in there just perfectly, but I don't have to worry about that. But I do need to attach this. This is a block, or as I like to call them, Jenny from the block. I need to attach 2 double-sided adhesive stickers, of which I've got 2 right here. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to stick this one onto the first block, do the same thing now for the second one. Now on the back is a little silver button that is a magnet. It's going to do its job twice today. The first time, well, let me pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. The magnet's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the arm and hold that in place. So again, as long as the lens is centered, hit that button, the arm's going to come down and place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the unright lens. In fact, that's when I stopped. I had highlighted this to show you that these are the Airwear Transitions, well, Essilor Airwear Transition 7 graphite green hard-coated lenses, and the power is Plano, no power. And as always, this is the right lens. And the reason why I mark these is so you're going to get these in the mail and you can see that they are exactly the lenses that I used. Do the same thing now for the left lens. Take it out of the protective packet. Take the laminate off the lens. Put the lens onto the platform, and while I'm here, let me mark this one. Airwear Transition Signature 7 graphite green hard coated and Plano, no power. And this is the left lens. And if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. You know you weren't getting away without a bad joke somewhere in here. So, pull the paper away to make the black side sticky, line up the magnet there. You know, when no one's around and I'm not doing a video and I write this on there to ship, I still say that. A little insight into me. A day in the life of an optician. So now the block is on the left lens. This is the edger. This is what costs $40,000. I recommend, it weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, put it on your own kitchen counter. Then you can cut your own lenses at home, and you won't need this guy with the two thumbs and the bad jokes to do it for you. But the actual cutting wheel is this diamond crusted wheel that's going to grind away your lens material until it's the final size. This wheel in the center is going to put the V-shaped bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. So I'm going to hit that button. We're going to wake up the computer. That is the shape that we'll be cutting. You are Secret Agent 838. I'm not going to polish the edge of the lens because it's not going to be seen. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the convex surface of the lens because that won't protrude from the frame, but I will put a safety bevel on the rear concave surface of the lens, and I'll show you why later. Now, these are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic, or Trivex, I would select that. Let me go ahead and take the first lens. Now, these it doesn't matter being right or left because these are non-prescription, but I'm going to stick to format and go with that first lens. Hit the green button. The door closes, the clamp shuts, and then the lens is going to be traced by two white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. You can see as it's going around tracing the shape of the right side of the frame. And the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel, so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing. Now, you're not going to have any edge thickness because this is non-prescription and a thick plastic frame, but I do cut some very strong prescriptions all day for free when you buy the frame from me, and that does become a little bit more critical. Now, if you see light flickering in the background, that is water there to catch the optical sawdust as it comes off the cutting wheel. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, high index plastic, and Trivex lenses cut wet, meaning the water sprays onto the lens for the duration of the cutting cycle. Now, water will spray onto the lens for the last 20 seconds, but only to wash away any optical debris that you may begin to see form on the edge of the lens. Now, as I mentioned, your lenses are made out of polycarbonate. Polycarb is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. These are high-impact ballistics grade lenses, the same lens material that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from shrapnel and flying debris. It is also the same material that OSHA requires for safety glasses for factory workers when they're working on the factory floor. And speaking of protection, they also have 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes, unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that you have to reapply every couple hours when you're in direct exposure to the sun there in Medford, New York. This is permanent and never needs to be reapplied. So if you notice your lens is completely flat around the edges, just like a nickel, if I were to take it out, it would stand on the counter on its own. Now it's getting the V-shaped bevel cut into the lens, into that groove. And you can see a little optical sawdust, also known as schwarf. I was going to say, may the schwarf be with you, but no, it just fell off your lens. And had it not fallen off, in just a moment, water will spray onto the lens, which tells me it's in the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle. Cue the water. Look at that. You gotta love it when everything comes together. Now, in just a moment, a little lever will come out. At the end of that lever is a spinning wheel, something you would find at the end of a Dremel tool. That's what's applying the safety bevel, meaning that's just smoothing out the rear surface of the lens. Now, should you have a strong prescription and any portion of this lens protrude from the back surface of the frame against your cheek, the lens will now be nice and smooth. But again, you will not have any edge thickness. But you will now see why I do that. Let me get a paper towel ready. I will now open the door with my mind. You like that? I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. All right, I'll stop. No, I'll start back up. All I have to do is stare at it for a couple hours and then I can melt it. Okay, now I'll stop. So, the reason why I put the safety bevel on the back surface of the frame is that when I go to push this in here for the first time, and I know from experience in all likelihood I'll probably have to take this lens down some more, but I tuck the lens and it Fili, if you ever need new lenses, here's what you do. You tuck the lens in. I'll show you how to get the lens out in a moment. But I have my elbows, I have the sides I'm working on closest to me. I'm not trying to reach across the frame. The side I'm working on is closest to me. Elbows at my side, arms bent at a right angle. I tuck the lens into the outside corner first. Then I use my thumbs and press down at the nose. How about that? I didn't have to take it down anymore. But the reason why I put that safety bevel on there is because when I push, it comes in contact with the very edge of your frame, and I do not want to mar your frame at all. No other optician takes the care to do that. Let me flip that over to L. Put the magnet in to the Chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. I know, bad jokes. Hit the green arrow, which is start in every language. The door closes, the clamp shuts, and then the lens is going to be traced by the two white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see it's just tracing the shape of the left lens. And just like before, it's going around measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly precisely where to place the bevel, of which you got no edge thickness, Fili. I told you, but come on, we talked about this. Don't you remember? I told you there'd be no edge thickness. So, go ahead and take the block off, dry that off, throw that in there, pull the sticker away. We're going to add it to the sticker. Oh, that one's a little flying away, so we're going to fill that on top. Oop, I missed. It stuck to my finger. There we go. So those of you who've been watching my videos have seen this grow over time. It is now bigger than my bottle of All-Off. You got to like that. Look, it hides it completely. So, my collection grows. Stay tuned. And by the way, you're hearing it first. In the next few weeks, you're going to see something exciting happen in my videos. Something different. Something you haven't seen in over a year. So stay tuned to see what happens. It's going to involve this. This is going to morph into another creature. Wait and see. Wait and see. So, okay, I'm done. If these were prescription, I would come down. Well, let's do it anyway. Come down, read the power of the lens. And I'm getting 0, which means Plano. No prescription. Yes, I know it's a city in Texas, but in the optical world, it's called Plano. No power. So, these are strictly for fashion and really cool fashion glasses. Remember, whoopsh, 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 whoopsh. So, to take these out years from now, when you ever do need prescription, I tell everyone to thumb your nose at the idea. With your thumb at the nose, you're going to push down. Now, I grab the lens on both sides so it doesn't fall on the floor. But I put my thumb on top of the other thumb and push down. Out comes your lens. Now, and then again, to put it in, I have the side I'm working on closest to me. Tuck it in at the outside corner first. Using my thumbs, press down the nose. The reason I press at the nose, that is the thickest portion of your frame. I do not want to apply any force at the thinnest part of the plastic. Now, some people like to pull up on the top of the frame where I'm grabbing now. I'm going to pull that way and then use the thumbs to push down. You can do that. You can develop your own technique. Some people like to push it in at the nose first and push down on the outer edges. I don't like to, because again, I like to apply any force to the thickest part of the frame. So that's why I do that. And you have the thickness of the nose pad right there. So there. Now, cute little case. Of course, you got your RayBan cleaning cloth and junk mail, because you just don't get enough of it now. And the case, now I'm old school enough to remember beepers that people used to wear on the belts before they had cell phones. I wish there was a little belt loop that you could put it on your belt and rock them right there. That would be so awesome. And the fact that fanny packs are coming back now, although I think I know why guys are starting to wear fanny packs. It's so they can store all the phone numbers, the hot ladies coming up to them saying, yo, you wear a fanny pack, I want you to have my number. Sexy. Okay, so far it's only women wearing fanny packs, but I just can't believe the comeback. I'm just waiting for MC Hammer Pants to come back so I can rock mine. It's hammer time. Dun, 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 dun. All right, back to work. Did I tell you I'm still caffeinated? All right, so I tuck it in. Again, I'm not trying to work across the frame. The side I'm working on, I will have closest to me. Elbows touching my sides, arms bent at a right angle. Tuck the lens in at the outside corner first, then push down the nose. It snaps right in. Pull the block off, drop that off in there, take the sticker off. Where can I add it? There's a little overlap right there. It's got a little cowlick. Let's see if we can push that down. Stick that back down there. So, Filiberto, and then the Fili. In the next video, I want you to keep an eye on that sticker, because you know that one's yours. Come down here to the lensometer. Put it in over that. 0, no power. So this is the portion in every video that as I clean your lenses. I mentioned that when you get these in the mail, and of course free shipping anywhere in the US, and Medford, New York is still in the US, but when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. And actually this is real important for someone who doesn't wear prescription glasses. You wouldn't know this, but I was going to say there's a small chance that these could be too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other, and I'm part of that 80%. I'll show you in just a moment. But because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. Just tell them if it's too loose or too tight or high on one side, they'll know what to do. It only takes about 30 to 45 seconds to a minute to adjust a pair of glasses perfectly. Now, everyone who wears prescription glasses knows that, but people who don't wear prescription glasses might be intimidated to go into an optical shop and ask for an adjustment. But it's no problem, but I'm going to get them in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. Now, it's funny, I had a patient come in one time, set his glasses down on the counter and do this. I took mine off and set them down right next to him, and I said, if you know someone who can fix that, let me know. But yeah, I have one ear that is lower than the other, or do I have one ear that is higher than the other? Anyway, it all comes from the birthing process. And you think it's tough just on the mother. No, it's tough for all involved in the birthing process, not just the mom. So, flip this over, press down, there is no wobble, close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do. So this is what your lenses look like clear. Now, not only, I send out a selfie request in every package to have your picture on the website. Fili, you got to hook me up. Send me 2 pictures, one with the lenses clear, one with the lenses graphite green. But I also send out instructions not only how to care for your frame and lenses so they will last you for years, but for your RayBan cleaning cloth, the premium microfiber cleaning cloth that I'll provide. And I field test every cloth, so when you get this in the mail and you see the wrinkles in it, you know that I have tested it and make sure that it works. You don't want me to use my cleaning cloth, do you? Get it all dirty. I'm going to use yours. So this is what your lenses look like first while they are still clear, the Transition Signature 7. I'm going to go ahead and activate them, meaning I'm going to expose them to a strong burst of UV light. Now, as you can see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for transition lenses to get dark. It takes a little bit longer when you come back inside. 45 seconds to a minute 15 to return back to virtually clear. Now, Fili and everyone else, pay attention. This is important. All transition lenses get dark on day 1. Give them 2 weeks of exposure to the sun, and they're going to continue to darken every day for the first couple weeks that they're exposed. After that, they will work for years with maximum performance. The only time they won't work is if you're behind the windshield of a car. Your windshield absorbs all the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays, so your dashboard doesn't crack from sitting in the sun all day. That's why transition lenses don't get dark in a car. Now, extra active will. Now, the other thing is they're temperature sensitive, meaning that they will get darker when it's 85 and below than they will when it's 95 and above. But I remind everyone, when it's 100 degrees outside, you're miserable, they're miserable. Nobody works 100% when it's 100 degrees outside. Now, again, the transition to extra active will get darker outside in hotter weather, and they'll get, as I said before, they'll get 30 to 50% dark behind the windshield. Now, they cost more, but they do more. Now, they also retain a little bit more tint while indoors than these do. So again, this is the Transitions Graphite Green. Look at that, how close to the RayBan G15. That is nice. That's what I'm talking about. Looks like you've got your RayBan prescription lenses in there. The G15, the Graphite Green. So that's what they look like the first time they've been activated. Don't worry, Fili. They're going to keep getting darker and darker. Come on, we talked about that. Don't you remember? Pay attention. Stay with me, Fili. Stay with me. But, sorry. Anytime the clown gets to laugh at work, it's a good day at work. But if you've liked what you've seen, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Even if you don't like what you've seen, subscribe to my channel. Eventually you'll find something you like. So if you also, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as freeprescriptionlenses.com. On Twitter as freerxlenses. If you have a question or comment, you can email me directly at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. Or you can leave a question in the comment section below. And Fili, when you get these, do the same thing. Let people know how you're like rocking these things. Or if anyone else out there would like to see something new, leave it in the comment section. I'll try and make a video for you. And again, this is the Fili in Medford, New York. I hope you enjoyed watching as I cut non-prescription graphite green lenses for your RayBan 4105 folding Wayfarer color 601, which is the classic shiny black in the 54 eye size. This also comes in a matte black, which is the 601S. It comes in a few other colors. It comes in 2 sizes. This is the larger 54. It also comes in the classic 50 eye size. I'm See More Better. You can see that's Mo Better. And everyone else has got a chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.